Alright, you guys. So I get a lot of questions and people wondering how I do some of the cat training stuff. So I've got little cat interested pit bull Polly here. And I'm going to do a little bit of play with a toy with the kitten and show you guys how I would use her remote collar. Kerrigan, get away from the camera. Use Polly's remote collar to interrupt her interest in the cat. No. So I've got her in place, down. Good girl, down. Good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a level that she listens to. So that could be 10, could be 15, it could be 20. And when I see her staring at the cat, I'm going to use the remote to apply pressure for her staring at the cat. So that was more concern about the toy squeaking. So she stares for more than just a couple seconds right there. That was remote collar pressure to get her to look away. So she stares right there, remote collar pressure, and she looks away. As soon as she looks away, I let go of the remote collar pressure. So I'm starting at a low level. I want to try and be as low of a level as possible. But the more we do this and the more I get the cat to jump around really crazy like, the higher of a level I might go to. So instead of holding pressure on a really low level like 10, I might jump up to 20 or 30 and just give her a quick tap, because she should by that point know she's not supposed to stare at the cat. So even right now she's kind of glancing over here, but she's got a very relaxed head. So there, remote collar pressure, she looks away, good girl. So I want her to think about not looking at the cat. I'm not correcting her because she is in place and she is in a down, but what I'm doing is interrupting that state of mind, interrupting that hard stare that usually leads to a bad decision such as chasing or grabbing the cat with her mouth. Good girl. So then what she's starting to do, so right there, remote collar pressure, good. And if she got really, really intense about it, then I would go to a higher level, but she's doing pretty good on this level. So I would do maybe 3 or 4 sessions with her like this till she got to a point where she was making the decision to look away from the cat on her own. And then I would slowly start to move the cat closer and closer, make the cat be a little bit more excited about the toy, different things like that, until I felt like I could trust Polly to maybe sniff the cat even. And then we would be on leash. So I've always got her on leash when I'm doing this, especially if it's with a dog that you're not sure if you can trust around a cat. But doing it this way, she's not restrained by the leash, so I'm not building up tension. I'm teaching her a different behavior. And what I'll eventually do is, if I were to have interactions between her and the cat later on in her training process with the cat, what I would do is give her the remote collar pressure like I've been doing when she was staring, except I would give it to her at the moment that the cat started to give her body language saying, I'm uncomfortable. So if the cat maybe puffed up its tail or hissed at her or tried to scratch her across the nose, then I would give her remote collar pressure at the exact same time. And what that does, what I've seen with all the other cats that I've worked with this protocol using the remote collar, is they start to learn to respect the cat, not just avoid the cat. So the cat's body language becomes something that they learn to interpret and respond to appropriately. So that a lot of times helps to prevent, helps to prevent if the cat were to get nervous about the dog. Good girl, Polly. And maybe try to run away or puff their tail up and hiss at them. It de-escalates the dog rather than the dog saying, oh, all right, we're going to have some chase time. Good. Polly, down. Good girl. So I really like her expression here. She's nice and calm and quiet. She's still a little too interested in the cat, but this is a pretty intense distraction for her. Having the cat play with the toy, which squeaks and jump around. Good. So I don't want to do this for too long. Once I feel like she's doing a really good job, then I'm going to end it there. And I'll take her away, and I'll put her away, and I'll move the cat out of the way. Maybe I'll give her a little bit of praise, tell her she did a good job. But this is where I would start. So I wouldn't have her interacting with the cat. And I might have to do something like this with a really intense dog for maybe a month before I feel like they're to a point where I would actually let them sniff the cat, if I ever needed them to sniff the cat. All the dogs that I've worked with that have high prey drive or even cat issues have gotten to the point of being able to sniff the cat without trying to kill the cat. So it's been working pretty well so far. But I would definitely always recommend using the remote collar, because the way that you can interrupt their state of mind is something that you can't really do with a leash and a training collar. So good job, Polly, and I hope that that helps some people. I mean, obviously, you know, learning the remote collar will take a little while for you and for your dog, so this isn't something that you should start doing with your dog the first time you guys play around with a remote collar, but it's definitely a benefit of something that you guys can do if you look into remote collar training. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Kerrigan, and thank you, Polly, for being such good representatives of how we go through this process.
Thanks, guys.